Just days after the controversial poster saga in Phoenix, the Democratic Alliance is in Zamdela, outside Sasolburg, to try and convince voters to vote for the party. Party leader John Steenhuisen has distanced himself from the racial controversy. But is that enough for residents of Zamdela, a community that is plagued by service delivery issues? Well, to speak on this, eNCA's reporter Khayelihle Khumalo joins me now. A very good morning to you, Khaya. What is the expectation from Zamdela, especially considering that the DA has been hit by the Phoenix situation, but also that they're trying to wrestle some power all over the country away from the ANC?
Well, Morena, this is quite a very interesting municipality of Metsimaholo. So at some point, you go back to 2016 local government election. There was a coalition government here that was led by the Democratic Alliance and the Metsimaholo Community Association alongside the Freedom Front Plus. But that coalition really did not last because it fell apart, because this particular council has always been dogged by political infighting and all kinds of issues that are really just revolving around issues pertaining to service delivery that is not in good shape. So as you drive around here, you can see not everything is really a pretty sight. You have refuse and all kinds of challenges and the potholes, among other things. So it's going to be really a very interesting engagement for John Steenhuisen in light of the controversy that we have seen in Phoenix, where the party had to really pull down those very controversial posters that were, seen as really stoking up racial tensions in Phoenix, in KwaZulu-Natal. You'll recall, Morena, that particular area in July really saw quite a number of fatalities, and it descended somewhat to a racial theme where there was a great deal of concern. So it's going to be interesting to see how will John engage with the residents here in Zamdela in light of that particular issue that you have seen. But apart from that, it's quite a very comprehensive program, Morena, that he has. So he's going to engage as well with, the old age home and among other things. And he's expected to arrive here any time from now.
Khaya, do we know if the DA enjoys any bit of support in that Metsimaholo municipality, or is he now trying to essentially make inroads?
Look, they really do have a presence in this particular area, Morena. You go back once again to 2016 local government elections. The party garnered over 23,000 votes in this particular municipality. So hence it had quite a massive amount of votes. But also, this is a very heavily contested municipality as well here in the northern parts of the Free State. You do have quite a number of political parties trying to entice the voters here. And it's going to be interesting, really, how will the voters really go about in terms of choosing their party of choice. We know that also there are quite a number of concerns around this community pertaining to service delivery. So that is always a hot potato. But what has been a tagline from the Democratic Alliance is they always deliver. But of course, there are always concerns as to whether are they really keen to really deal with some of the special planning challenges that are still facing this community.
Do we know who will be in his presence, the DA leader? Do we know who will be accompanying him? Of course, I would imagine he wants to be with somebody who knows the community, who understands the community, and somebody who he's going to put forward to fight for the community. So who will he be with?
So that's right, Morena. Traditionally, whenever the Democratic Alliance leader is going to these campaigns, he's often accompanied by a mayoral candidate in an area. So we're expecting a mayoral candidate as well to come, but also other leaders, the councillors that are going to be really fighting for this particular municipality as well, will be joining him during the course of the day. So it's going to be a very comprehensive program for him as he tries to speak to this community.
Just before I let you go, Khaya, I don't know maybe if you have any idea of this. Have other parties been campaigning in the Metsimaholo municipality, or is the DA the first one?
I tell you what, Morena, this is a very heavily contested municipality, simply because it is really facing a litany of challenges. So you do have quite a number of political parties that are eyeing this particular municipality. It's finds itself in a very ideal location because it's not far from Gauteng, South Africa's economic hub, but also they do have the Vaal River here. We know that there's a great deal of concern around the issue of making sure that the river is not polluted, among other concerns, but also just the economy that is surrounding this particular river as well. There's quite a lot of significance that is attached to that.
Khaya, will definitely be catching up with you a little later on as John Steenhuisen arrives at the Metsimaholo municipality. That is our reporter, Khayelihle Khumalo, who, of course, is in Sasolburg in the Free State.